Hi, and welcome to another edition of Strategic Business Insights. Today we're going to talk about sales interaction. And in particular, we're going to refer to a previous video that I did a long time ago, which the title of that video was Leaders Hate Structure, but Followers Love It. So in the sales dynamic, you have a salesperson and you have a prospect. Well, in that dynamic, the salesperson is the leader of that conversation and the prospect is the follower. Now listen, you can be a leader and a follower in different areas of your life. So no person is always a leader and no person is always a follower. Like for example, in your home, if you're a parent, in that dynamic, you're a leader because your children are the followers. Meanwhile, in your church, for example, you're a follower and the priest or the pastor is the leader. And likewise at work, the people who report into you are followers, you're the leader, but you may be the follower of someone who's higher up in the corporate structure. So we're all leaders and followers in different areas of our lives, but there's a real truism that in a leadership capacity, when you're in a leadership capacity, leaders hate structure. They want to do things their own way. They're like, leave me alone, let me do it my own way. But the reality is that followers love structure and they respond very well to it. So going back to our sales interaction, you have the salesperson who's the leader in that dynamic and the prospect who's the follower. Well, let me tell you, the people who are considering buying whatever it is you're selling will react well if you provide more structure, right? Provide as much structure as you possibly can when you're in a sales interaction. So what does that actually look like? It looks like a very detailed menu of products that you sell, for example, or an implementation process, or a structured approach to how they start to use the product, or what's the process of going through the sales cycle. What's step 1, step 2, step 3? At the end of the day, there's no such thing as a confused buyer. If they're confused, they don't buy. Now let me say that again. There's no such thing as a confused buyer. If they're confused, they don't buy. And that's, at the end of the day, that truth should drive what you do in sales. You have to eliminate confusion. You have to provide simplicity. You have to provide clarity. And the way to do that is to provide structure for them to see in a very clear, laid out process, okay, this is what the product is or the service. Here's how the sales cycle looks. Here's how I implement it into my life or into my business. The more structure that you provide, the better your prospects will react. So again, despite the fact that as the leader, as the salesperson, salespeople are notorious for hating structure. Leave me alone, let me do it my own way. I know you feel that way. I feel that way too. But in a sales conversation, learn to create structure, or perhaps your company provides structure, and deliver that structure to your customers, to your prospects, because they're going to love it. And it's going to increase your conversion rate as a result. Thanks so much for watching this video. My name is Patrick, reminding you, as always, to think bigger about your business. Think bigger about your life.